Jason Statham isn't just an action star. He's become a genre of his own. With his tough guy charisma, razor-sharp fight skills, and a knack for making even the craziest storylines believable, Statham has built a career that keeps fans coming back again and again. Today, we're diving into 15 of his most rewatchable films, the ones that prove why Statham is still one of the coolest faces in modern cinema. We begin with Safe from 2012, where Statham plays Luke Wright, an ex-cop who has lost everything: his job, his wife, and his sense of purpose. Just when his life seems meaningless, he crosses paths with a young math prodigy who holds the key to a powerful numerical code. Hunted by mobs, gangs, and corrupt officials, Luke must fight to keep her safe. What makes Safe so rewatchable is not only the brutal hand-to-hand combat, but also the emotional connection between Luke and May. Then there's Cellular from 2004, which gave audiences a rare glimpse of Statham as a villain. Playing Ethan Greer, a ruthless criminal mastermind, Statham dialed down his usual charm and replaced it with chilling coldness. What makes this performance memorable is how understated it is. Ethan isn't loud or flamboyant, he's efficient, methodical, and terrifyingly calm. Each time you revisit this film, you notice new layers in his performance. The way he sizes up a situation, the subtle menace in his tone, the way he makes violence seem casual. Homefront from 2013, written by Sylvester Stallone, is another standout. Here, Statham plays Phil Broker, a widowed father who wants nothing more than a quiet life with his young daughter in rural Louisiana. But peace doesn't last long when James Franco's menacing drug lord sets his sights on him. What makes Homefront such an engaging rewatch is the blend of explosive action and heartfelt family drama. Statham's natural chemistry with the actress who plays his daughter adds weight to every scene, making you root for him not just as a fighter, but as a father. The stakes feel deeply personal, and that emotional grounding makes the shootouts and brawls even more powerful. With The Mechanic in 2011, Statham delivered one of his most precise and calculated performances. As Arthur Bishop, a professional assassin who specializes in making his kills look like accidents, Statham shows us a character who lives in a world of cold efficiency. Each assassination feels like a puzzle, meticulously planned and flawlessly executed. The tension skyrockets when he reluctantly takes on an apprentice, played by Ben Foster, and their mentor-student relationship spirals into betrayal and bloodshed. What makes this film endlessly rewatchable is not just the creative kills, but the moral ambiguity. Bishop isn't a hero, yet Statham makes us sympathize with him, admire his skill, and even question where the line between justice and murder lies. One of the wildest entries on this list has to be The Meg from 2018. On paper, Jason Statham versus a 75-foot prehistoric shark sounds absurd. But Statham's unshakable commitment and dry wit make it work. Whether he's diving headfirst into the water with nothing but a harpoon or pulling off an impossible rescue at the last second, his charisma turns The Meg into a blockbuster you can't help but revisit. The film knows it's outrageous, but it leans into the fun, and Statham grounds it with just the right mix of humor and grit. It's the kind of over-the-top summer flick that only gets more enjoyable the more you watch. Then there's The Fate of the Furious from 2017, part of the unstoppable Fast and Furious franchise. As Deckard Shaw, Statham initially enters the series as a villain, but by this film, he's stealing every scene as a fan-favorite anti-hero. Two sequences stand out: the jaw-dropping prison escape alongside The Rock, which plays like a ballet of brute force, and the hilarious baby rescue mission on a hijacked plane, where Shaw wipes out an army of henchmen while keeping an infant safe and entertained. In Spy from 2015, we saw Statham's surprising comedic side as Rick Ford, a self-serious secret agent who is completely out of his depth. Instead of being the suave super spy, Ford is accident-prone and hilariously overconfident, constantly bragging about outrageous missions that may or may not have happened. What makes this role so entertaining on repeat viewings is the way Statham plays it straight. He never winks at the camera. He commits to the ridiculousness with the same intensity he would bring to an action scene, and that's what makes it so funny. Crank from 2006 remains one of his most chaotic and unforgettable films. Playing Chev Chelios, a hitman poisoned with a drug that will kill him if his heart rate drops, Statham spends the entire movie in a manic frenzy, desperate to keep his adrenaline pumping. The film throws everything at him: gunfights, car chases, absurd stunts, and Statham throws himself into the madness without holding back. What makes Crank so rewatchable is its sheer energy. It's outrageous, it's wild, and every time you watch, you catch some new insane detail in the background. It's a cult classic for a reason. To see where it all started, you can go back to Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels in 1998. As Bacon, Statham showed off his natural Cockney swagger and fast-talking wit. Before Hollywood polished him into an action machine, this film captured his raw charm and undeniable screen presence. It was the perfect launchpad for his career, and revisiting it now feels like watching the birth of an icon. That same energy carried into The Italian Job in 2003, where he played Handsome Rob, the smooth-talking getaway driver. From slick Mini Cooper chases through Los Angeles to cheeky one-liners, Statham gave the film its stylish edge and proved he could shine in an ensemble cast. In Hobbs & Shaw from 2019, Statham reunited with Dwayne Johnson for a buddy action spin-off that doubled down on banter and spectacle. Their competitive chemistry, constantly trying to outdo each other, was comedy gold, while the globe-trotting stunts made it a feast for action fans. The more you rewatch it, the more you appreciate the balance between humor and intensity. Then in Wrath of Man from 2021, directed by Guy Ritchie, Statham returned to darker territory. Playing H, a mysterious man working for an armored truck company, Statham delivers a cold, calculating performance driven by grief and vengeance. Another highlight is The Bank Job from 2008, based on a true story of a daring London heist. Here, Statham plays Terry Leather, a working-class man who gets caught up in a robbery far bigger than he ever imagined. What stands out is how grounded his performance is. There are no flashy martial arts or superhero stunts, just tension, paranoia, and a man in over his head. It's one of Statham's most underrated roles, and its subtlety makes it endlessly rewarding on rewatch. Of course, we can't forget the Transporter films, especially Transporter 2 from 2005. As Frank Martin, Statham defined the modern action hero, impeccably skilled, stylish, and fiercely principled. Finally, at the very top, we have Snatch from 2001. Playing Turkish, a boxing promoter caught in a whirlwind of stolen diamonds, underground fights, and eccentric gangsters, Statham delivered sharp humor and sly charm. Guy Ritchie's chaotic storytelling and rapid-fire dialogue make Snatch endlessly quotable, and Statham grounds the madness with his calm, witty presence. It's not just one of his best films, it's one of the most rewatchable crime capers ever made. From Hustlers to Hitmen, from Shark Slayer to Comedy King, Jason Statham has built one of the most rewatchable filmographies in Hollywood. His movies aren't just about action, they're about charisma, heart, and pure entertainment. And that's why we'll keep coming back to them time and time again. So, which of these is your favorite Jason Statham film? Mention in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.